everyone, what is up? I am so glad that you are here for today's video. I would definitely say happy holiday or holidays because it has been a long time since I've actually done a video. I've really been contemplating on what content should I put out, what I should do, how I should continue these YouTube channel, and I really am inspired once again, but I'm actually going to go in a whole nother direction. But before I get into that, I just want to say happy holidays, and I know the new year is coming, and I definitely wanted to get this video out specifically because I'm gonna pretty much be making some changes, but all of them has to still do with making wise choices, because that still is my foundation. That still is something that I definitely want to gear towards no matter what type of video I put out, because at the end of the day, I just want you to learn and grow within yourself and how to make better choices to live the best life you possibly can. I'm learning, you're learning, we can learn together. And so for today's video, as you can clearly see by the title, is how in the world can you survive inflation? Now, I'm not gonna just, to be honest, tell about and give some keys of how to survive inflation. I'm actually gonna give you how to survive in general. As you can see, this world is really going all over the place, and we don't even know what's gonna happen the next year or 2 years from now or 3 years from now or 10 years from now. We have no clue. But what I'm going to give to you in this video is something that hopefully you can hold on to, so that way no matter what happens with this world, no matter if things pop up or not pop up, your foundation will be so strong that nothing can shake you and you still will be good. Now, before I get into this, I need you to do something very quick for me. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. There's going to be so much content that I'm going to unpack on what today's video is going to be, which is an introduction, and later on down the road I'm going to give you some more, and hopefully this can really help you. So if you don't want to miss on that, definitely hit that button so that way you don't miss the next video as I continue on this journey to making wise choices. Now, without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, so how in the world can we survive this inflation? There's so much going on. There's gas prices going up, food prices is going up, people are still trying to find jobs, people are losing their jobs, everyone is really trying to figure out their way. Pretty much this whole pandemic has shaken everyone. This whole coronavirus has shaken everyone. Everyone is really trying to figure out what they're going to do, how they're going to move forward. Are you still going to be able to go into your careers? Are you not? Have things changed? Start your own business? There's just a lot of things that is going on right now. I'm pretty sure, just like you and me, trying to find something steady, trying to find something that you can stand and by and move forward, trying to find how your future is going to be. There's just a lot. It's okay. There is a solution. There is something that I want to share with you that hopefully can help you, that has definitely helped me no matter what. I can boldly say no matter what happened in this world, I have pretty much been protected, and I really haven't had a lot of issues like a lot of people have, because I choose to trust in this foundation. So I'm going to share some with you, two things that is very important, one more important than the other, but it's gonna sound crazy, but I am a living witness of it, and I just want to give it to you, and I can't hide anymore. So it's time for me to share what's been happening. So one thing that I have learned, that anytime something like what we're going through right now happens, and sometimes I had to remind myself this, that when there's a lot of craziness or a lot of this doesn't make any sense, where there's a lot of changes happening, one thing I've learned not to do, that I'm still learning not to do, and trust and believe I do have my moments where it's like, ugh, but one thing I've learned how to do is relax, calm down, breathe, stop and think, and ask myself, okay, what is the real meaning behind all of this? Because I know that the first instinct is to panic. The first instinct is to go crazy. The first instinct to do is have anxiety, like, oh my gosh, and worry about a lot of things. And the biggest thing is worry. A biggest thing is fear. All those words starts popping up when things like this happen, as far as the pandemic, as far as the inflation, anger, all these words starts to pop up in all of us. But one thing I have learning to train myself and continue to do so is to relax, calm down, and find out, number one, what's the meaning behind this, the real meaning. Number two, what is being hidden? Because sometimes a lot of things are put to the forefront in order to hide what the real meaning is behind closed doors. I don't know if you've seen this movie called Now You See Me, but one thing that I love that Morgan Freeman said is, he said they put on a trick to distract the world for what the real thing is going on, right? And so I really stand by it, because sometimes there's something going on behind closed doors, but there's something that's heightened so high that everyone's focused on here, while there's something else is going on behind closed doors. So that's something I definitely have realized, and I definitely have reminded myself, and that's what caused me to calm down. Another thing that I do when something like this is happening is I stop to ask myself, what can I benefit of what's going on? Because as much as crazy and catastrophe can happen to us, there's also could be open doors in favor that's available as well if we search for it. Now, if I sit here and continue to be worried and stressed out and fearful and angry, I'm going to miss out on some amazing opportunities that could actually be for my good in the midst of craziness. Because normally, as you know, when storms happen, there also can be great things that could happen out of it too. But it depends on where your perspective is. It depends on where your focus is. I remember that I am a citizen of a specific government. Now I'm going to talk about two governments. So there's a government that I'm going to talk about is what I'm made for, and there's a government that I'm born into. So even though I say to trust your government, I didn't really say which government, because the government I'm going to talk about that we're made for is the what I'm going to talk about. But let me get into the government that I am born into. So as you see with our leaders, they can only do so much. They can't knock on every single person's door and say, hey, what do you need during this time of craziness? What can I do to make sure you're good and sustained? They're not going to do that for all of us. They're only going to do what they believe is best for the entire world. I mean, stop and think about it. If you're the president of the United States and you're in a position and you see all this craziness happening, one thing you're going to try to do is figure out, okay, what can I do that's going to be benefit for everyone? But there's something that we have to understand. All of our leaders, regardless if they're city leaders or state leaders, they can only do so much. So whatever they do is either going to be benefiting someone or it's going to cause somebody to lose someone regardless. So at the end of the day, it's not going to be 100% equal. So let's be a little bit calm on these government people or the people in leadership that we pretty much have voted into. And I get it. It's their job to take care of things because they're leaders, but there's also some things that we can do ourselves, such as make sure we're following the laws, make sure that we're paying our taxes, and make sure we're making wise choices within our finance, within our lives, how we treat people. All those things do make a play as well. One thing that I realized as soon as Biden got into office, something that Obama said, he said, okay, now the leaders are in place, but there's something that we also have to do. We have our part to play too. We can't always put things on our leaders. So what are some things that we can do? Because at the end of the day, everything that is in government, state, city is all made by people or for the people. That is the government that we are born into. But I'm about to talk to you about another government that we're made for. And to be honest, you may be asking, okay, T, what does this have to do with inflation? What does this have to do with surviving or food? I still got bills I gotta pay. Yes, gas prices going down, but I'm still trying to survive. I'm trying to figure all of this out. I'm still having anxiety attacks, fear, and all this other stuff. What can I do to solve all these problems? Well, that's why I'm going to talk to you about this government, because this government is going to answer all your questions. So as you can see already, I have dual citizenship, which means that the same principles that happens with the government I'm born into is the same thing that I'm made for. But it's just a little bit different because the leader of this government that actually that lives in a country that is ran by someone, their heart is completely different from everything else. And I am here to share you what that heart is. Now, I'm not about to give the name. I'm not about to talk about the country. I'm only going to talk about what I am receiving as a citizen for submitting myself to this government. This is the only way I can do it, but I'm going to do that more in another video, so that way I can get more into it to hopefully build your interest. But one thing I can definitely say is this government that I am made for, I actually made a decision. So what are some things that this government, this country, and the leader is bringing that's causing me to be interested into being a citizen in this country? That's what I'm going to share with you about. Because one thing I know is, just like you go to any other country, in order for you to be a citizen in a country, you first got to read about the laws, the principles. Do you even like the country? And what are some things about the country that's make you interested, that makes you want to say, I want to be a citizen? There are promises that has to be involved. There are goals that has to be involved. There are benefits that has to be involved. And all of those is the reason why I made a decision. I want to be a citizen of this government. So the first thing that's super, super important that this government brings that automatically takes away all my worry, all my fear, all my anxiety, all my OMG, what in the world am I going to do? And that is, which is a quality, which is super important in the heart of the one that's running all of it, and that is to take care of my food, my water, the clothes, and pretty much anything that I personally need. Now I know that may sound crazy because you're like, okay, how come that's happening for this government, but what about this other government? Well, like I said, the government that we're born into can only do so much. They can only provide so much. And I know some things are a little bit fair. It's like, yo, I'm making this much money, so I should be. And sometimes it may look like I'm making a lot and I'm not be able to gain things because it's not enough. I get it. There's things that are not fair. But this government that I'm talking about, you're automatically qualified as soon as you make a decision. And like I said, the goal of the one who's running it all is to take care of you, is to make sure you have everything you need. And that's how I'm able to survive this entire pandemic. Matter of fact, this entire inflation, because the heart of the one who's running it, that is the purpose. And if it's not happening, I obviously is not going to want to be a citizen of this government. But like I said, this being a citizen and being a part of this country and following the laws and principles, the benefit is to make sure that there was someone called Wonderful who actually is a citizen of this country and told many people about this government, about this country, and what some things that this country runs on, and the goal and the heart of the one who runs it. And the first thing he put is, well, not really the first, there's other things in there, but one thing that he did say, Wonderful did say, is that don't worry about food, don't worry about water, don't worry about clothes, because the one who runs this, who you submit to, knows you need these things. So when I got myself in a position, every single time craziness happens in this world, yes, I do have a little small panic, but once I get the governor reminds me, remember, you are a citizen of this government that you're made for. Isn't it not the duty for the one who runs it to take care of you? And once I put myself in that mindset, I'm telling you, everything that I need was able to be taken care of. Food, I had no problem. I lacked nothing in food. Even though I go to the stores and even though the prices are up, I be wise about where I go, how much the prices is. And on top of that, I stopped going out to eat a lot and actually really got into making my own foods, making my own meals. Now, if you're a mother or you're have a family and you're really trying to figure it out because you have a lot of kids, but once again, the wisdom of this government that gives you causes you to actually relax, chill, and give you creative ways of what you could do to make things last, not things that's going to be shortened, which is amazing. Water, well, that's easy. Clothes, got plenty of those. And bills, I haven't missed not one bill. Even though this world is going crazy, one thing I've learned as a citizen that the government I'm made for is to first of all relax and calm down and think of, what can I do now? Government, what can you give me? What can I do to make sure I survive? And they give me keys that I need. And guess what? I have solely survived. Both governments are great and both governments are doing the best that they possibly can. No, I still vote, I still do what I need to do, but at the same time, I don't put all of my faith and trust only on this system. The requirement of this system that I am submitted to as well, it's also required to make sure I still submit underneath this other government that I'm born into. So I still pay my taxes, I still follow the laws, I still do what's right because it's doing justice to both governments when I do so. So I'm not sharing this stuff to brag. I'm not sharing these things to let you know that, oh, I'm so perfect and I have everything put together, because at the end of the day, I don't. The only reason why I'm sharing these things is because I want you to be free. I don't want you to live your life of anxiety or fear. I don't want you to live your life thinking that everything is not going to work out, or maybe you don't know what's going to happen. I just want to give you some comfort of words that there is someone in a government that actually is available, and it's there to work for your good. And if you don't know the benefits and the greatness of being a citizen, then you're going to miss out on some amazing things. But this government that I have is so much trusted that, like I said, I'm able to survive a lot of things because of a trusted foundation and because I do the right thing, following the principles and the laws that's given on both sides, and that has pretty much benefited me. And I just want to show you more. Hopefully what I'm giving to you can cause you to want to be a part of this government, so that way you don't have to live a life of fear and worry and anxiety and not of peace. I know that every single day is a new day, and I know that every single day brings something amazing. And because I'm learning not to be fearful, because I'm learning not to be freaking out or having anxiety, and a big thing, worry, I'm learning how to really be grateful for a lot of things and literally just trust my government, knowing that everything that is planned, everything that is put in place literally is going to work out for me, and that I don't have to worry about anything because I'm a citizen. And once you know you're a citizen, you know you are well taken care of, because I already know you're already interested. Now, if you love this video, make sure you like this video, and also feel free in the comments to share some great things that may have happened to you. People need is hope. People need some type of encouragement, knowing that where you're going through and what you're doing, you are not alone. You are not by yourself. That everyone has their moments. Everyone is going through something. And I just want to give some encouragement to you. I just want to show some love to you. I want to give you something that's super special called shalom, which that means peace. So that way, you can live and be in a place of having all that you need without any worries. And hopefully, as I keep talking about, this government is going to give you interested to want to know more, so that way you can have that too. It definitely has helped me a lot. And I can tell you, I'm just so at peace, y'all. Like, I don't even know what's gonna happen in the next couple years or even next year. And yes, I can have some planning. There's nothing wrong with that. But because I've learned to live every single day and just be grateful for what I have, even the smallest things, it just keeps me at peace and full of joy, and causes me to be stress-free. This next video that I'm going to show you is just going to really give you another introduction that's going to go even further. And the example I'm going to use is so amazing. You're going to be like, wow, what? This is crazy, but it's so good, because once you know and understand, you're going to be like, yo, okay, I really want to be into this, because some things that you're saying, it sounds so good, and that's exactly what I'm looking for, and that's what I want. And so keep watching these videos. There's other videos that I have below that I talk about amazing movies with life lessons to help you make wise choices, so make sure you watch that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I definitely will see you in the next video. And don't forget, don't make just good choices, but wise ones.